everybody. Just realized I moved my camera over a little bit. Hang on, let me pull that back. There we go. So how are you all doing tonight? Well, I say tonight, it's already dark here. It's probably daytime where some of you are. So welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lotro Twitch stream on twitch.tv/Lotro stream. Some of you are probably watching this live, and some of you might be watching this after the fact. The videos are here on Twitch, where I am at the moment, but they will be also posted up on YouTube. So if you're watching me over there, hello, over there also. So awesome, good to see you all. Sorry, I'm still getting myself situated here. Well, you know, a little bit that. So, yeah. So let's see, today is December 26th. So I bet some of you were a bit busy yesterday with lots of activities, and hopefully you're having a nice, relaxing day here on what is called Second Christmas here in the Netherlands. Hi, this is Cateau, everybody. Well, this is the tail of Cateau. I'm gonna pull you over here for a minute. Oh, hi, baby. I know, your favorite thing to get picked up. I know. This is Cateau. Yeah, people like seeing you, though. All right, you wanna get down? Yeah, I know you do. So I have a little basket for her on my desk next to my keyboard and everything, but she has been resistant to being in there during stream lately, so I haven't been setting up my cat cam for you all to watch her, but of course now she'll probably get in it. We'll see what she does. Right now she's just rubbing on everything on my desk, which unfortunately has gotten a little cluttered lately. I have been not so good at keeping my desk tidy, so I don't know, maybe I'll spend some time working on that when things slow down a little bit. Right baby? Maybe like in February. Or just spend like a couple minutes every day working on it. That might be a good idea. So, all right, so here we are in Lotro, and there's my character, Rosenbloom. Hello. Oops, I turned around again. We are in the lovely area of Frostbluff, which is, I think is really pretty. It's got all these snowy mountains, and it's kind of a valley. So this whole area is surrounded by mountains. And then, yeah, we have this whole valley here. And at one of the higher points, we have the village of Frostbluff, or Winter-home, excuse me, which is like right here underneath where my picture is on the screen. So let me put the map away for a minute. Yeah, so I was thinking, so we've got the Yule Festival is on. And so I thought, hey, let's go do some Yule Festival stuff, which we have been doing for the last few weeks. Oh, and I just realized I don't have something up. But the captions, the closed captioning should be on. So that should be good to go. There we go. Just making sure the chat is awake and active. Awesome. Okay. So, awesome. Captions are good here. Thank you very much for checking on that before. Oh, and Mr. Gorgo says, evening from Sweden. Well, hello and good evening to you. We have had like some crazy weather here lately. It's been very windy and rainy to the point where it's like, I guess it's some sort of a named storm that's been coming through. And we've had some serious wind warnings, and we've been getting some flood warnings. So that's a little crazy around here. So hopefully things are less exciting for you up in Sweden. I know you get a slightly different weather system because you're a little higher and there's that body of water there. And, but yeah, it's but I expect you get some of the same stuff, same fronts coming through. So I do wonder. It's fascinating to me because I find weather fronts and watching that kind of fascinating. So I used to spend a lot of time kind of watching the weather and the national weather when I lived in the U.S., which is where I'm from. But I haven't quite found a good way to watch the weather systems here because they're generally coming from the Atlantic and going through like Great Britain and United Kingdom, Ireland, through there, and then hitting, you know, where we are in the Netherlands. So there's definitely a part of me where I'm like, I watch the British weather sometimes just to see what's coming because it comes across the North Sea there, across the channel. But then sometimes, you know, we've got weather that comes up from Africa, or it comes up from Spain, or from France, or it comes over from Germany. And so it's, I don't know, it's, I haven't quite figured out how to see all of this like at once. So Mr. Corgo says, all of Holland is flooded. Not quite. It could be. There is a great, for those who don't know, it's kind of a thing. The Netherlands is kind of is below sea level. A lot of the Netherlands is below sea level. That's just how it is. And what the Dutch have done, and this is kind of a thing, have created like a whole bunch of dikes to keep the keep the water out. But then there's like this whole other system of waterworks where it's like, excuse me, to try and keep, so they know the water will come. So it's like, okay, well, let's divert it, let's direct it, let's have it go to these areas. And so what they have near us is really fascinating. There's a river that's by us. And then, so you've got like kind of like the river, and then you've got like the embankments on the sides of the river to kind of keep the river in there, which I'm like, cool. But then if it overflows that, there's like another little set of valleys and then another embankment. So it's got to overflow that and then overflow that to get to where people are living. So that's pretty cool. Like you've got some warning time. It's really interesting though, because on one of the parts of that extra overflow, it kind of tends to stay as like a little bit of a pond most of the time. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, you watch the birds come and go, and that's neat. And there's trees, and there's like a path nearby, and when the water's low, you can go down on the path and that sort of thing. Well, the water in that overflow right now is so high that the trees that are normally there, you can still see the trees, but like, here's the top of the tree, the big poofy part, and like, you know, and the stem here, and the water is like, all you see is little poof. The whole trunk is like practically missing. So that's a little unnerving sometimes to see, but it's still not up to where people are. So that's, there's a little bit of safety in that. Oh, hey, I just realized the cat was probably hoping to get onto my lap, and I have not been providing her with a lap. Hey, Kato, did you want to come lay down? Here. Hey, silly girl. Oh, now she's checking out her basket when I don't have the camera over there. You want to come lay down? Yeah, I know this is where you prefer. So I know you're here for Lotro content, and all you get is cat content, right? And she's not even on screen. There we go. So she's curling up on my lap underneath the desk right now. Hey, good job. She likes, it gives her a little like cave feeling. It's nice. All right, so the Yule Festival in the game is on right now. And it goes through on the calendar, the Lotro events calendar that's out. It's scheduled to go through January 3rd, so which means it turns off at January 3rd at like 3 o'clock in the morning, server time, so that's like 9 o'clock in the morning our time. But basically that the 2nd, January 2nd, is your last full day of doing the festival. Like there won't be a day after that. So if you are working on the festival, you might want to get on that. So what am I talking about? So what we have here, when we come in, we have Mara Sandy Downs, and she is our quest giver, and she's going to give us this quest called In the Spirit of Yule. And that is our wrapper quest. And so it's like, you know, go do 10 things, come back to me, and I'll give you some tokens for this festival, and I'll give you some legendary item experience because I'm a high enough level that I've gone and gotten my legendary items. So when I do festival quests, it also gives me legendary item experience. So that's really neat. So then she also has another quest I can pick up from her, which is a mission to bring good cheer. And she's like, basically, just go do a mission. Anywhere in Middle Earth, doesn't matter. Just go do a mission, and that will count towards one of those 10 things, actually. So let's pop out and make sure nobody's chatting with me. Okay, let's pop out to Rivendell. We're gonna go over to Rivendell real quick because we're gonna go do a mission in Rivendell. So there's some new missions that were added, I don't know, a year or two ago. There was a new thing that they added called the Further Adventures of Bilbo Baggins. And the storyline with that is that the Fellowship has just been created at Rivendell, and they've just left. And now, well, Bilbo is, you know, at Rivendell. He's hanging out. And somebody's gone looking for him and they can't find him, one of the elves. And so they're like, this makes me a little nervous, right? Like, where is Bilbo? Did he follow the Fellowship? Did he, like, get a little itch to go off and go adventuring himself? And did he go and chase after them? Which would not be a safe thing for him to do. So they're like, we should kind of take a look around for him. So that's what this is. So Celeblair here has a 10-chapter book of adventures. It's a storyline, and each chapter, you know, takes you into the next part of the story. So you go in and you're, you know, a part of that story, going to go look for him. So that's what this was. This is set up as. It's a mini story about Bilbo and checking in with him and seeing if he has actually disappeared, and if so, where did he go, and, you know, how do we get him back, and all of that. Like, what's going on? So when you first start this Further Adventures book, this little series, you only have access to chapter 1, which is basically, you know, where is he? So we'll go ahead and pop that open because it counts as a mission. This is a mission. So we talk to our elf friend here, and he's a little nervous because he's like, Bilbo's missing. I don't know what's the scoop. Maybe we should talk to Elrond, but we don't really want to talk to Elrond because we're worried that he's going to be kind of upset. And so he kind of tries to beat around the bush with Elrond a little bit. Sorry, I got a little distracted. before I was over there playing with cameras. You know, you could do that thing where if you have like a camera source leading into another camera source, and it like sees itself over and over again, and it creates like this little tunnel. You know, everything gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller as you go. So he was doing that. And I was like, ooh. Pretty lights. All right, so Elrond is waxing on about, you know, the current state of things in Middle Earth, and it's slightly humorous because the guy's like, so it's not a good afternoon? So, but Elrond was just lost in thought, and he's bidding us good afternoon also. And so now our elf friend is about to be like, well, so here's what, so what's going on? Let me tell you. She'll tell you. So, all right. So he's passed the buck over to us. So we're like, hey, here's the scoop. And he's like, well, go check with a few folks around and see if they've seen him. So Arwen's up this way. So if Bilbo came this direction, she probably would have seen him. So we'll check in with her. She has not seen him today, but she has been, her mind was elsewhere, but she hasn't seen him. So let's go back to the last homely house area and see if they've seen him in the house. And one of the sons of Elrond is standing there, Elro here. So we'll go up and see if has he seen Bilbo and around the house. And no, and his brother's gone inside to see if he's inside. And the answer is nope, he's not there either. Nobody inside has seen him. Nice. And let's see, Glorfindel over here hasn't seen him from that direction. So we have not found him. And that's the end of this chapter. We're going to take a reward and travel out. So that's the first chapter, is setting up the story of Bilbo is missing. So we turn it back into our quest giver, and ta-da, we're done. So we have now done a mission, and so now our quest says talk to Mara Sandydowns, who is our quest giver back over in Frostbluff. So we got to go all the way back over there, but no problem. I'm a hunter. I can dash my way about Middle Earth, easy peasy. So I've got myself back to Bree. And actually, while we're here, why not go ahead and do a horse race? because a few years ago, and I don't remember exactly when, but they included the horse racing as part of the festival, as part of the things that count toward festival tokens. So for this festival, the primary place where things are happening is out in Frostbluff. And you can get out to there by a free stable master from any one of the 4 main starter areas. So we'll do that here in just a minute. That's why I got to Bree, because that's where one of the stable masters is. And it's actually the closest stable master to where my hunter travel can take me. So hunter travel, you have basically one place that you can port to in each area, in each zone, as it were. So for Breeland, it takes me to the west gate of Bree, which is pretty handy because there's a lot happening there, and that's a pretty straight shot to the Prancing Pony. The west gate of Bree, I can use that to get anywhere if I'm going west. The south gate of Bree is what you need if you're going to most of the rest of the world, like Rivendell or Enedwaith, or pretty much anywhere else you're going in Lotro. You actually need the south gate of Bree, but the west gate is kind of like also a major hub, and it's kind of handy. So that's where they drop us off. Yay, we won the horse race. So here, let me show you real quick. So like on the map, let me actually jump out even further. So like the west gate of Bree, sure, it's great if I want to go to the Shire, Yonder Shire, this direction. But if you look at it, Bree is, I think, here. All the rest of the map that we do is out the other way. So the south gate will send you this direction. So just an FYI, sometimes it's a little confusing because you get to the west gate of Bree and you think, hey, this is where everything's happening. But you actually need to go to the south gate. Now, even though the majority of things are happening out at Frostbluff, which you can't actually see on a map, because you can't get to there over the landscape, but each of the original zones, the 4 starter areas, they always have, at the festivals, at most of the festivals, you have a dance leader who will teach you the dances of the race that they are. So you've got the dance leader here for the Men of Bree dances, the dances of men. In the Shire at the party tree, you have the one who will teach you the Hobbit dances, and there's 2 dances for each of these people that you can learn. Up in Eriador, so over here, up at the northern part, up at Thorin's Gate, you have, a dwarf who can teach you the dwarven dances, the 2 dwarven dances. And then down here, not in Kellendam, which is the furthest one down, but in the next one up, Dooland, is where their dance instructor is. And that's where you could learn the dances of elves. So also in each of those 4 places, you have a couple of NPCs who have a couple of like extra quests that they would love for you to do for them. So for the Bree one, for example, we've got this person who had some boar meat hanging and drying and coated with special seasonings, and the boar meat was gone and there are wolf tracks. So she thinks the wolves grabbed it. She wants us to go get it. I don't know how she's going to serve it after that, but whatever.
Could you help me with something?
And then this guy has a cask of ale. Had casks of ale, but he was attacked, or his delivery guy was attacked. And so he wants us to go see if we can pick up a cask of ale that is supposedly still existing. So that actually takes us out this way and this way, out towards Thornley's work site. And there's a, where is it? There's a little encampment out in the, not encampment, like a ruins, where one of those guys, rangers, where a ranger hangs out. So it's kind of like on the other side of the main causeway from that. That's where they want to send us for the meats. So you can go and do these 2 quests at each of these locations, and it will also, here, I'll pull it up. It's also going to give me some legendary item experience and some Yule tokens. So it's like, okay, so that's useful if you're like trying to collect tokens, or you're really interested in legendary item experience, which I am. So, oh yeah, the old Greenway Fort. So we go past the old Greenway Fort and keep going. Oops. I said keep going. And then we're going to find these slabs of meat laying around out here on the ground. Again, I'm not sure how she's planning to feed people this afterwards, but sure, we'll go collect it, and I don't know, maybe it can still count for the 5-second rule of not being on the ground too long. All right, so we're gonna gather this up. It's so funny, I keep smelling like, you know when you like blow out a candle and you get that kind of sulfur smell afterwards? I keep smelling that, which makes me think that one of the neighbors is doing fireworks. Yeah, so that's fun. Hey, Brant's Love says, hello there. Hello. How are you today? I am good. Thank you. How are you doing today? And welcome to the stream, by the way. We're doing some Yule Festival quests that are outside of the main Yule Festival area at the moment. Because we just happened to be in the area. We were at the Breland Festival grounds and doing a little horse race there, or pony race in my case, because I'm a Hobbit, so I was on a pony. And yeah, so we're checking out some of these other quests that they might send us out and about to do. So right now we're looking for a cask of ale and a lovely, lovely silver deposit. Who can pass that up? So there's a cask of ale that didn't make it in the deliveries. They got attacked by bandits, those naughty bandits. So we're off to go find this cask of ale, and I have an idea whereabouts it might be. Branslov says, I'm good. Currently taking some nap time before my stream. Nice. That's always good. I have a tendency to do that. I have a notification on my calendar to send out a post. I do a post on X Twitter and also on Blue Sky to let people know, hey, you know, I am streaming today, so come on over. And then a lot of times I do that, and I do my 2 posts, and then I take a nap. So I completely understand. Oh, you know, I could run over land to get back there, but you know what's even faster when you're a hunter is just take hunter travel. So I'm going to do that. So Senzu Bean says, wow, this is a blast from the past. Picked up the game when it launched, but it didn't stick, unfortunately. What is the state of the game now? Well, they're in Middle Earth, so I don't know, does that count as a state or a country or province? It's a province. Here, hang on, let me drop off these quests. And,
what can I do for you?
I know I'm being a little silly. But Senzubin, what I love Lotro. It's been around like 16 years now. In fact, I don't know if you can see up at the very top, I've got like little diamonds in there, and it says 16 because that's the Lotro just celebrated its 16th year anniversary, so that's pretty neat. It's still going strong. They are releasing new stuff all the time. It seems like their current pattern is every year in the fall they're releasing some large amount of content, an expansion, something along those lines. So where they are game-wise, well, here I can show you the map, because if you haven't played since it launched, so when it launched, this was what you had access to, was Eriador. There's some new areas that exist even within Eriador that didn't exist when you were playing. So the Yonder Shire, which is north of the Shire, that's a whole nother area you can play in, and it has similar levels. So it's like level 20s, you know, teens to 30s kind of range of stuff. There's Cardalon and Swanfleet. Those are new areas that you can actually, those are like starter zones. You can start at like, you know, you can begin your character there and do the whole intro there if you want. Let's see, what else is new? Oh, in the Trollshaws, there's a southern part of the Trollshaws called the Angle of Mythithel. That came out in the last few years. So since you've been playing, so you go into Eregion and you go into Moria. So that's a thing that you might not have done. And then you come out of Moria and go into Lothlorien. But then you do end up in southern Mirkwood. You go across the Great River and do some stuff over in southern Mirkwood with Dol Guldur. So that's kind of exciting. And then you go down and you get into like parts of eastern Rohan. So you come like down the Great River, and you're off in like the Norcrofts, Entwash Vale, Fangorn Forest. Oh, you do end up in, oh, what's that mount? What's that cold winter? No, not winter. Wildermore. You end up in Wildermore, and there's a whole lot of cold weather stuff going on in there, and that's really interesting. And then you make your way over into Western Rohan, so you end up at Edoras and seeing those folks. You end up at Helm's Deep, and with all of the people who went to Helm's Deep and all of that. And then eventually you go into Dunland, and there's some really great stories in there, especially in Trumdrang over here on the side. The storylines over there, they're really good, and the cosmetics are also really good. It's a bit heartbreaking, but there's some good stuff there. And then you end up through the Gap of Rohan. Oh, and dude, Isengard, we did some Isengard stuff already, actually, in a previous stuff. And then where else do you end up? You end up coming down to Gondor, do a whole thing in Gondor, and then of course you do go to Mordor. So from a Lord of the Rings Online perspective, we have gotten to the point where we got into Mordor and past. So we've seen the wedding of Aragorn and Arwen that took place in Minas Tirith, and then there's a whole festival also that takes place now in Minas Tirith. Those two are not, you don't have to do them at the same time, but they are storyline related. And now we are into like going into the Fourth Age. Now, the way Lotro still works is where you are in the map is very much kind of fixed in time. So when you're in Eriador, the Fellowship is passing through here or has just passed through here. It's that early part of the storyline. By the time you get to Lothlorien or to Rivendell, the Fellowship is forming, and then the Fellowship is leaving. So like you see these different things happening, kind of like you are there, you arrive when these things are happening. So anytime you're in Rohan, it is the time when the Fellowship has already formed, the Fellowship has already gone apart because they've, one group went this way and the Hobbits got taken that way, and like, Boromir's gone, and like all of those things already happened. So yeah, now we're getting into what they're calling King's Gondor, which is down here in this Umbar region, and what is going on, in the beginning of the Fourth Age, and there are these power vacuums. There's people, creatures who had been a part of this big war, and now they're like, why did we do this? How do we reform our lives? Like, it's a whole lot of not simple answer stuff going on. And so that's what they're getting into now. So, yeah. So let's see. Senzu Bean says, I remember the crafting, you could only concentrate on one certain section. For instance, you couldn't do armor and weapons, only one of the two. And, Fangorn Forest. Yeah, Fangorn Forest was fun. What madness drove them there. Nice. Yeah, so they just made a change with the crafting. Let me pull up my crafting. Now I'm using a UI skin, so the game doesn't look like this. The game is more blues and silvers, but I'm using a UI skin, so my stuff looks more Hobbitian greens and yellows and stuff. So if things look different to you, that could be part of it. But they have made a lot of changes over the last 16 years. So currently the way the crafting works is it used to be tied to a profession. So you were what's one of the names of them? Historian. And as a historian, you had the professions of scholar and weaponsmith and farmer. So, if you needed stuff, you had to have somebody else help you with that, right? They just, like a month ago, unbound that. So you can have any three of the professions that you want. And so now it just says crafting here. It used to say, whatever my title was, but now it's just crafting. You don't have a vocation title anymore. So I had cook, tailor, and farmer on this character, and which meant I really couldn't collect anything when I was out in the wild. And this is my main character on the server right now. So I was kind of like a little frustrated with not being able to pick up things as I'm wandering out in the world. So I actually dropped my farming because I hadn't gotten it very far, and I can get another character to do farming for me anyway, no problem. And I picked up Prospector instead. So I just swapped one out for the other. So now you can do that. Now, anything that you drop, you lose any progress you had made in that. So, but I really didn't care. I was fine with that. But like, I'm a cook on this character, and I have started with the guild. Like, I've gone a little ways with the guild. So if I were to drop my cooking from this character, I would lose all of that guild reputation that I had earned, and I have to start all over if I decided to become a cook again in the future. So that's something you have to kind of keep in mind if you make any changes of that sort. But yeah, they're hoping to allow for a fourth profession. They were hoping to do it before the end of the year, but it's actually got its little tendrils, this crafting thing, into so many things that it wasn't turning out to be as easy as a change as they had hoped. So, and if you have any more questions about that sort of thing, actually what I would recommend is either here on the Twitch or over on the Lotro YouTube channel. There's videos, because Cordovan, the community manager, he cross-posts the videos over on YouTube also. And so people to watch videos of for more information. Cordovan, he streams every Friday and does Court of the Rings. And because he's the community manager, he's like, up on the news. And so he'll spend like the very first 5 to 15 minutes, whatever, of the stream, just imparting the news and the current happenings. And then he moves on to like showing the game or something. But sometimes he has interviews. So he'll interview like Severlin, and Severlin is the executive producer. And so he's the top guy, and he knows what's going on from a high level perspective. It's a pretty flat organization though, from what I understand. So, but he always has really great insights, of course, as to what's going on. And then, let's see, who else? Scenario also streams, usually once a month here. And he is a world builder. So he's like one of the guys who does, just the creation of the physical space. And he also has always really interesting insights on what's going on. So those are some really great places that if you want more news and information about what's going on, those are always really great places that you can check on that. Yeah, Sensubin says Amazon is making a new Lord of the Rings MMO, and you were thinking about playing some Lord of the Rings to get in the mood. Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of time to put something together. So like, Lotro started 16 years ago, but the seeds of it really began like 17, 18, 19 years ago. So it's going to be the same thing with the Amazon one. There's just not a way that you can throw enough people at programming to, like, it takes time. Like, is that whole joke about, it takes one person 9 months to have a baby, but you can't put 9 people on it to have done in 1 month. Like, it doesn't work like that. It's kind of the same way with programming. Like, there's some acceleration that you can get from adding more people to a project, depending on the project. But yeah, in general, it takes as much time as it takes. So, well, I'm excited about the Amazon MMO as well, because I'm really curious to see what they do. Yeah, great analogy. Thank you. I actually learned that in school. Like, that wasn't mine. But I love that idea. Anyway, so it's going to take them a while to ramp up and get it actually out, if it ever comes out. And it's going to be a whole different product. Like, it's really interesting. It was really fascinating when the Amazon guy was talking about it this summer, I think it was, when they announced. And people were like, so tell us about, what you're going to be your approach and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yes, we've got, this Lord of the Rings stuff and we're going to make an MMO and just kind of like do what we want to do with the MMO. And the Lord of the Rings will be a part of that. And I'm like, huh. Like, you've got this rich, deep MMO or IP, intellectual property, and you're just going to like use it as window dressing? Like, I thought, well, that's not what I would do. On the other hand, I guess I wouldn't do that because I know what you can do with it, which is what I see, you know, SSG do here with Lotro, which is the story then directs where they're going to go, and then from there they figure out how they can make it into a playable MMO. You know what I mean? So like it's the story that's driving the action here as opposed to the action driving the story. And I think it's going to be action driving the story from Amazon's perspective if they keep going that way. I wouldn't be surprised if the team working on it heard him say those things and were like, no, 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 no. That's not how we're going to make this work. We're going to have the story drive the action. Because that's the way you should do it with this story. And that's the way you should do it. Okay, in my opinion, if you're going to take an intellectual property, anything, somebody's books, somebody's stories, whatever it is, and you're going to make a game out of that, like board game, video game, card game, whatever, for me, it feels like you really got to let the story inform what form that game takes, right? It just, I don't know. Why would you do it the other way around? Let's see, before it says, someone at Amazon was talking about gameplay versus lore. There it is. And was very firmly coming down on the side of gameplay. Yeah, and that wasn't great for me. Oops, now you're saying it. Yeah, it was like they were saying, yeah, and like they said it out loud, and then, yeah, now I was also saying the same thing. But it was just, I was fascinated that they weren't going to be like, yeah, you know, he wasn't even pretending. He was just like, whatever, we're going to make a game, and then Lord of the Rings will be involved in some way. I was like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. So Sins of Beans asks, how active is the Lotro community now? Also, I think it's a smart choice to have each region self-contained, let the player experience the story of that region, and then naturally progress. Yeah. Hang on, I had a question I wanted to check.
Might I have a word with
Oh, they do. Hey, we should do the deliveries then at some point, because it does give legendary item experience. I'm trying really hard on this character to get legendary item experience. I don't know if this was during your time in Senzubean, but you have legendary items, and it used to be that your item, the actual weapon, would gain experience, and there was like a whole system with that. But it, one of the funny things that has happened with Lord of the Rings Online is that the original coding of the game, and Severlin will talk about this sometimes, about how basically they never intended for things to get as big as they are. Like, for example, I have a quest log, and I'm working on these quests because my character's all over the place and it's a mess. But anyway, my completed quests, I have 1,797, almost 1,800 completed quests. This is just the high level list. Like, I haven't even opened any of these categories, right? And Steph was saying they never expected that when they were creating the game. So there are things in the game systems that were built to accommodate the game to a certain point, but not to accommodate it scale. It wasn't built to scale to where it is now. And so the legendary item system was one of those things. So they basically were like, we got to redo this system. So they did. It took a few years, but they did. So now you get your legendary items. Usually you get 2. And you keep them forever. And as you level, they level. And then the experience that you get from questing and stuff doesn't go to the weapon anymore. It goes to this reward track, which you do see in other games. And so this is like a modern thing also that didn't exist 16 years ago. And so the reward track has 100 boxes that you can get to. And then if you go over that, you just hit this 101 and it just bongs over and over and over again at 101. And you just get a whole bunch of them. So I'm currently at box 60 and I want to get all the way to 100. So that's one of my goals, because it runs for 3 months and we've got a month and 19 days left. And so I was just pointing out to before, who's sitting in the same room as me, that this series of quests also gives us legendary item experience. Do you want to do it now? Yeah. Or nowish, or do you have other things you need to do? Okay. Should I meet you in up north? Oh yeah, I can meet you there. I can meet you in Frostbluff. Okay, hang on. Let me go over to Frostbluff. Okay, so how active is the Lotro community now? That's an excellent question. I don't know. I don't work for SSG. I don't work for anybody in the industry, and the industry doesn't publish their numbers. And I don't know. It's a thing. They just don't. And so even if I did work in the industry, I probably couldn't tell you. It's probably like proprietary information. But different servers are active more so and less so at different times of day and with different things. I'm playing on Laurelin, which is a role-playing focused server. Not everybody on the server is role-playing, but the majority of the people that I hang out with on the server are. So, and actually you can kind of see, so if somebody's name is in white, it means that they've tagged their character for role-playing, and like that one also. And if somebody's name is in yellow, it means they have not. Or is it the other way around? No, I think it's white is role-playing and yellow is not. And if they're green, they're in your fellowship. Hello. Okay, so yellow is not, right? Okay, so white is role-playing and yellow is not role-playing. Well, the reason I'm surprised is that because there's a Hobbitry and Arms person right there, and they are in yellow, which is unusual. So oops, it's okay, baby. The server that I'm on, there's a wassailing happening tonight, so I'm assuming I'm going to find a lot of people here today. All right, so I just invited you back to the fellowship. All right, so make sure you grab your 10 from Mara here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just finish the quest. I wasn't going to do sweets. I was going to do the deliveries, the In-League and Ale Association. I was busy buying a wallet. You know you get the premium wallet for free in the game now. All right, should I take us to the north? King of the North. All right. Okay, so Senzu Bean says WoW is built on an old engine and they found a way to modernize it a bit. Hopefully the Lotro devs can do something better or similar. Yes, that would be great. It turns out that WoW has a much larger subscription base and thereby has a much larger pile of money to throw at it. So they have a lot of devs, from what I understand. They have a much larger team than what SSG has. SSG is kind of known for having like, you know, ragtag shoestring group of people who keep... Yes, small but scrappy. No, I wouldn't say they're scrappy, actually. I'm just being silly. Yeah, they're known for being a smaller team. So, but the work is very rewarding, and so I think a lot of people stick around because they really love the world. It is a good team, from what I understand. It just may not be the most highly funded team. So, yeah. So it comes down to like what kind of a place do you want to work at, and unfortunately, sometimes money will win out, as I believe happened earlier this year. Severlin, I was watching an interview he did just recently, and oh yeah, thanks. And he was talking about how they were coming into the one that they just did, the King's Umbar, and they were partway through the production of it, the development of it, and thank you. Then who was it? Oh, Blizzard. Blizzard opened a studio in the same city where SSG is located in Boston and poached a couple of their people. And unfortunately, when you have a smaller team, a couple is a lot, you know? So unfortunately that kind of set back some of their development, but they were able to replace the people on the team pretty quickly, which is great, because people do want to work at SSG. Yeah, they just had to get those folks up to, you know, up to speed on where they were, what was happening. So it's like, oh man, how frustrating that must be to be like, yeah, they went because they can make more money. It's like, oh. I'm sure he didn't say that, but I'm guessing because, you know. Oh, I don't have the list up in front of me. So tell me where we're going next. Where's my campsite fire? It is Harlog. To Oster? Wait. What? Campsite fire. Well, it doesn't say Oster. It says Harlog. You said go to Oster. I know things have multiple names, so I wasn't sure if that was Oscaruth or Harlog. Which one is Oster? Harlog is Oster. Okay, good. Okay. So what we're doing right now is we are running around and interacting with some in-league members who are also Ale Association members and delivering drinks to them, which is getting me some of that legendary item experience. And I have a list of where to go. I should just pull it up, because I don't know where I'm supposed to go next. Oh, good, thank you. Yay, he put the link in the chat. Handy. Okay, so let me have that up next to me. Okay, so we did Thorns Hall, we did Oster, to Bree. Okay, off to Bree. Here we go. Let's see. Before it said the Lotro community is probably smaller than most of the larger MMOs, but for those who want Lord of the Rings in MMO form, this is the place to be. And that I would agree with. Yeah. Yes. Tends to be, and the role players aren't too frisky, I hope. Nah. There is a whole other genre of role-playing that I don't engage with. Some of it breaks some of the terms and conditions, so we definitely don't engage with that. Yeah. You can have some very strange folks who want to do, like, a different kind of role-playing. That's not what I'm talking about. I enjoy the music scene where people play music in the game, because there's this nicely robust music system that you can use in the game. Yeah, so all sorts of fun stuff with that, and of course playing as a hobbit and running around as a hobbit, and that's so much fun too. Okay, so we've collected our drinks from Barlaman. Go to Doolin, milestone to Doolin. I'm going to take them over to Mickle Delving first, drop them off. Let me remove all these quests, they're in my way. Yeah, no worries. Because we want to get up to Thrassy's Lodge. That's where our ultimate goal is here. Okay, so they're going to take a horse stable up, and I'm going to just send myself over there. This actually works out because the person that we're going to next to drop off drinks to does some emoting, and so therefore you can't both be working on the same character at the same time. You have to kind of take turns. So this will work because I'll get there faster and be able to get that started. Okay, so yes, Delegate says pick the battles you can win. Yeah, exactly. You know, provide the kind of experience you want to provide for your devs, and you'll get quality devs, you know, 95% of the time, right? Who will stick around, I mean. Sometimes people get motivated by money, and it's hard to say no, but then they'll be like a couple years at another place, and then they'll realize what they left behind. Because I have noticed that. I have noticed a lot of bounce back. There's people who left, who worked at SSG in the early days, left, and now are back. And that does not surprise me, because I've worked for good bosses and I've worked for bad bosses, you know what I mean? And I've worked in good work environments and bad work environments, and you know, you get to a point where you're like, okay, quality of life is worth more than an extra 5,000 a year or whatever, you know, whatever number you're talking about. Like it's, yeah, quality of life makes a huge, huge amount of difference to me. Yeah, before it says there's the old expression, people don't quit jobs, they quit bosses. Yeah, no kidding. For me, I worked in HMOs for a little while, and so for me, I kind of quit industry more and bosses and all of that. So yeah, some chaos. Anyway, okay, so here we're going to give this guy, basically what we're doing is the Ale Association is playing tricks on these folks and saying, yeah, this is, you know, Bomber's beer or whatever, but it's actually, you know, Bomber's or Flomber's beer or whatever. So first thing we do is we give them like the fake thing, and then we give them what they're actually asking for. And so yes, it's a little hee hee hee. Okay, so we did Thrassy's Lodge. We've dropped those off, and now we go back to Bree. Are you ready to go? Tell me when you are ready. Because the guy's emoting, so you got to make sure you don't miss out on the emote or you don't get credit for giving him the drink. Okay, cool. So we'll get started on that. Yeah, Senzu Bean says, devs' hearts are bigger than the tools they have to work with. That is very much the case, I think, at SSG sometimes. Like, there's, I mean, so many times when they're like, man, if we had the budget, we would da-da-da. Or if we had the people, we would da-da-da, you know, and it's like, or the time. If we had the time, you know, there's a lot of, like, their wish list is bigger than, you know, the amount of time in the universe, right? But I suppose that's the way it is with any creative project. So that's nice, you know. I mean, it's so funny because they were getting to, you know, the end where you've got Moria and you've got, Mordor and the Ring and all of that, and then you're like, okay, well now what do we do? Like, you know, we've got a couple other story pieces. Like, they haven't done the Scouring of the Shire in the game, for example. You know, so there's like a couple other things they could do, but then what do they do? Do you go into maintenance mode? Do you continue telling stories? And then you're like, so Tolkien has written a lot of stories, right? There's a lot of breadcrumbs out there to things that you don't see on screen, but are part of the whole world building. So there's definitely, I think, I can't remember exactly when it was, but I remember at some point in the last like 4 years, there was something about how they like sat down and said, okay, what's everybody's like wish list? What are some stories you'd love to share, you know, do, blah, blah. And they came up with like, they were looking for like the next year or two, I think. And they ended up with like 15 years worth of stuff. So that's awesome. Oh, screw. Thank you. I'm like, lost track of where I was here. Oh, screw it. Here we go. Oh, because you don't have, well, that's okay. You'll go straight to the Forsaken Inn. Yeah, okay. So what we do here generally is you do, okay, yes, you do Thornley's worksite. And then, wait, oh yeah, we go Hunters, and then Candace's encampment. So because I've done the epic storyline, I have this set of stable masters where I can talk to this guy. He can send me to Candace's encampment for free. It's swift travel. And then from Candace's encampment, I can get to the Forsaken Inn for free. It's swift, and it's also swift travel, even though it doesn't say so, but it is. But you have to have done the epic storyline in this area, and you had to do it in order. If you skipped ahead and then came back, the travel skills become locked and you don't have access to them. So I can take this and travel for free. But Affodil, I thought hadn't done, or maybe it was a different character set that we had. Oh, nice. So yeah, so you do one piece and that gets you back to Candace, and then you do the other piece and that gets you the Forsaken Inn version. Anyway, so she may have to travel overland slow version to get here, but that's okay. It's not that far. Oh yeah, I was gonna say she's on a war mount. She'll be here. She'll be like bloop on the map, and then bloop, and then bloop. Like on the map, it doesn't show you moving, but I'll bet you're almost here. Let's see, there you are.
But if you just yeet yourself off the mountain.
Affodil yeeted herself off a mountain. There's that too. Hey, nice. Apparently the res circle was nearby. That's one way to do it. Why not? Okay, so we're picking up all but the good cheer. So we're taking the fake stars of old cider. Okay, so we're just picking up that. That's it. Now we go to Mickle Delving. So this is a series of this part of the quest chain. We're just picking up a bunch of stuff. So we pick up this one at the Forsaken Inn, and then we're going to pick up a bunch of stuff in the Shire. The Burden Baby, the Ivy Bush, the Green Dragon, the Floating Log. So we're going to pick it up in 4 different inns here in the Shire. Okay, so ride to the Burden Baby Inn. I'll follow you for a second. The Liverpool game is about to start in 5 minutes, and I must leave you. Oh, no worries. Thanks for the insightful info. Love from the Netherlands. Oh, how funny. We're also in the Netherlands. Netherlands. Bleh. Ik kan niet goed spreken some days, yeah. So awesome, yeah. As B4 says, hello from near Arnhem. Oops. Well, enjoy the game, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Okay, so here we've picked up the first one, and now we're heading out to pick up the next one. Why do I have a blinky thingy? New mail. Ah, nice. So one nice thing about Hobbit role-playing is the Hobbits tend to send gifts around to each other throughout the holiday season here, the end of the year. I haven't actually sent out my mails yet. So I've gotten to the point where I send out little mails to the Hobbits as well, and I usually include like a little gift of some sort. Most people do that. And I keep a spreadsheet so I don't forget who I've sent it to. And then I also write down who I've received from. That way I try to make sure, you know, I get them a holiday card the next year, as it were. It's kind of funny. Yes, as B4 points out, the best activities incorporate a spreadsheet. Spreadsheets for the win. So, okay, so yeah, so that was the Burden Baby. Now we're going to Hobbiton and to the Ivy Bush. Oh, we could have just taken the Stable Master. Oh well. But cross country is nice too. I think the Stable Master would be faster because you can do swift travel now. I don't think we timed the swift travel. So we made this list before they redid the Stable Masters to include Yondershire. And so therefore I'm pretty sure this list predates the swift travel within the Shire. Because we did time things. Actually, it's so funny because we timed it as, you know, well, what if we do this way? What if we ride this way? What if we set the campsite fire here? What if we set the campsite fire there? Yes, I've had a spreadsheet. So, okay, so we've picked up that one. And now we're going to the next one. So amusingly, I have a milestone. I have that milestone set because we do role-playing on Friday nights. We have a Green Dragon Friday where we all meet up at the Green Dragon and do songs and music and poems and stories and riddles, all sorts of fun stuff. So I pop into here and then I ride across the landscape over to Hobbiton Bywater. Hey, Telerian. Telerian says, any development process, including an Excel sheet, is a sign of a bad plan. What if it's not development, though? All right, so we got our Bomber's Breath, and he also has not Atlee's favorite. Okay, so now we run back out, and we are heading over to Frogmorton. Heading to the Frogmoors. Froggerton Bywater? Oh, Frogmorton is better than Frogleston. To the frogs. Need it. Oh, look at the stars. Greedy. Hey, you might have some good cat cam today. She's chilling out on the poof. We have a little a footstool that we bought. When we bought our couches, we bought footstools that go with them. And the cats really like sitting on them. So we got a nice little blanket on it so they can, you know, relax. Okay, so that was the Frogmoors. Now we are going to Estelden. I'll meet you outside. All right, so Estelden is this one. Cool. So when we get to Estelden, we're actually going to grab the Stable Master and have it take us to Othrakar. So we're actually not here very long.
What can I do?
There
for
it
you?
is. Okay.
What do you need?
Hold on. And then we're going to pick up, no wait, so we're dropping off to Hargar Mudbottom. No. Wait. Hmm? Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, there it is. Mooly, drop off Bomber's Breath and pick up and drop off a member in need. So the cool thing about the way this works is you had, at the very beginning, you may have noticed that we talked to the Ale Association guy and picked up all the quests that he has, which were like, you know, hey, go and deliver these fake drinks to these people. And so we're off doing that. But there was also an in-league guy standing next to him, and he has quests also. But once you've picked up an Ale Association quest, you cannot also pick up the corresponding in-league. And so, so what we do is you start off by picking up the Ale Association ones. Oops, probably covered the microphone there. Sorry. You pick up the Ale Association ones because the in-league members themselves have the quest. So you can pick up the in-league quest from the member who wants the drink. So you just happen to have the drink with you. It saves you a lot of time. So that's really cool. Hey, Dame Hypatia. She has entered the chat. Dun, dun, dun. Totally forgot it's Tuesday because it's a holiday here. Yeah, it's a holiday here too. It's second Christmas, but it's Veda Kerst. But like, we don't have other plans. So I was like, you know, we were both like, yeah, we'll do our streaming today. Why not? Because plus, if people have the day off and are looking for something to do, might as well provide some low-key entertainment here. So, okay, so you see, we're turning in this one. And then now we pick up the in-league one, and then we drop off the in-league one. So that's what I've been doing this whole time, is just like pick up, or just drop off, pick up, drop off. Yes, those plugins aren't going to write themselves after all. Avendim, here we go. Over to the Avendim. Wait, oh yeah, there it is. I was like, do I have it? Uh-oh. Yes, I do. I do. All right. So, but I thought I'd dress a little festive because, like, New Year's is between now and my next stream, so I thought I'd, you know, kind of like be a little festive today. Okay, let's see. So we Evanim Stable Master to Oat Barton.
What can I do for you?
Oat Barton. Cool, cool, cool. Oh my gosh! So before found at the grocery store this cool stuff. It's like, what do they call it? Gold's Sauker Spin, which is cotton candy. Thank you. I'm like, what is the English word? So yeah, so it's cotton candy, but it's like gold colored, and the idea is that you can like put, you know, like ball it up a little bit and stick it on the edge of your drink, or then you could like put it in your drink, and it'll make it kind of gold colored. So you could do that with like, you know, your champagne or sparkling water if you want like a non-alcohol version, or you know, it's like, what a wild idea. They have the, I don't know, every culture has such different things, right, from each other, and that's not one I expected. Yeah, so I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll probably just eat it straight out, but maybe I'll try and put it in a drink. I don't know. All right, so let's see. We dropped off to Hargar Mudbottom, and now we need to take the Stable Master to Brockenborings. Okay, awesome.
Hello there.
Rock-a-doodle. There we are, Brockenborings. Yeah, yes, as before said, those plugins aren't going to write themselves after all. Yep. Epic Games TV says, Merry Christmas! Well, Merry Second Christmas to you as well, or Christmas yesterday, or New Year's coming up, and all of those things. Merry everything.
How do you do?
All right, so we're turning that one in, picking this one up, dropping this one off, and now we go up the hill because we got to pick up a drink from inside. So follow that trail. Follow those footprints. Tolerian says, reminds me, I need to do the delivery on your 2 mariners this festival. Level 40 seems okay, but 23 would be challenging. Yeah, you did it with a level 20, but you had help. Nice. I had, which character was it? Oh, Misty Mountains. Thank you. I had one of my characters was lower level, like 20s or I forget which. But anyway, so yeah, I figured out like which deliveries I could do with that character. And I just kind of like made a little list. Actually, I may still have it. Hang on a second. Let me drop this off.
Well met. Come and stay a moment. What do you
Okay,
need?
so let's see. We just did Oli. Now where do we go?
What do you need?
Where am I going? He doesn't take me anywhere. Oh, I should hunter travel to Rivendell?
Well, we're going to a Candlelit.
We need to go to a Cad Candlelith. So Rivendell, yeah. Wait, where'd you go? I'm gonna try the other way. Because now there's so many stable masters that connect. Okay, so Affadil's going Gloin's camp to Rivendell Stables to Aked Candleth. I'm gonna try hunter travel to Rivendell to the stable master just across the bridge here to Aked Candleth. We'll see if it's the same or different. Okay, there we go. All right, let's find out. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at that, see what I had on my list of what what I could do at a low level. Was it on here? It might have been, oh yeah, adamantine drinks. Oh, you know what, it might have been over on Kirk Hall. But anyway, I did Never Further From Home to Thornley's worksite from the Prancing Pony. I did One Drink Too Few to Thrassy's Lodge, picked up at the Prancing Pony. I did A Different Reminder of Rivendell to the Refuge of Edhelion, pick up at the Last Homely House in Rivendell. And then I did, and then I had a note to go to the Brief Festival grounds to pick up the quests, and then go to the Prancing Pony, port to Rivendell, go to Lalia's Market, because I haven't traveled to Lalia's Market, deliver to Thornley's worksite, port home, because I was having to deal with my travel skills because I was so low level. Yeah, port home, use the stable master to get me to Thorin's, then grab that, go to Edhelion, and then port to Dylan, do scroll. Oh, this was the thing where you pick through the scrolls, and then ride to Thrassy's Lodge. So, yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like, I was like, okay, what can I do as a low level? So that's what I was able, that was the path I picked. I think I was like I can't remember how low I was. I'm pretty sure I was above 20. I think I was below 50, but I don't remember exactly which. Let's see, so we just did a Aked Candleth. Oh, now we gotta go pick up a simple wine from here and in Rivendell in the Hall of Fire. So travel from Aked Candleth back to this stable master. That could be faster than hunter travel. Just say. Tillerian says, what is your definition of low level? I thought 20 was quite low. Well, yeah. Okay, well, this character is 150. So for me, doing the drinks, because it all takes place within Eredluin, right? Or within... Eriador. That's a different E word. All the E words. So many E words. Okay, hang on. We picked this up. Now we need to go to Surikaila. So hang on, let me take us to Surikaila. Anyway, okay, so because all the stuff takes place in Eriador, level 50 is the highest that it was for Eriador, right? So if you're less than 50, you're gonna be running into things that are your level or higher than your level. And that can be scary if you're trying to just do drinks. Also, you might not have the travel skills because you haven't been to these areas because they're higher level than you. So, like, being able to take this guy to Ziggelgund. Like, you can't even get that without doing a bunch of quests up here and to get the swift travel version. And so that means you gotta be at least around level 50 or 45 to get up here and do those quests successfully. So that's what I'm saying. So, like, If you're lower than 50 and trying to do the drinks deliveries, it's going to be challenging. And you might not be able to do all of them easily without a whole bunch of... Now, one way you could get around this, though, is just set a ton of milestones. Just buy all the milestone skills when they're on sale, and then just set your milestones, and every day just go and hit all the blah, 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 blah. Like with Thorin's Hall, you could get the travel based on the race, you know, turning in a whole bunch of the... Oh, but that does require you to go into Sarnor. But sometimes you can get that stuff on the auction house. I know, I'm not making complete sentences here, am I?
It is hopeless.
Hang on a second. Okay, so we did this, dropped off the stuff to Lofi, so now we're going to West Angmar. So hang on, West Angmar. Travel to Thorin's Hall, you can get from the dwarves, once you're at max reputation with them, travel. Once you're at max reputation with them and you get the reputation items, which you can get most easily from Sarnor, but Sarnor is like a level 45 area. So that complicates it a little bit. So Dame Hypatia says, seems like the journey quest from the party tree at the anniversary might work. Some might be deadly. Right, exactly. That's the thing, is some of them might be deadly. So Tellurian says, okay, let's say low level is what a travel route or port is not. If a travel route or port is not available due to level restrictions, right, that's what I'm saying. Because like if you can't get there because you don't have the port, you don't have, because of that, then that will make it challenging.
Stay a moment.
But what you can do is, you know what you could do, is set it up ahead of time. Okay, there's a whole bunch of things you could do. One thing, you could set it up ahead of time by having a hunter port you to these places if it allows you to, and set a milestone. And, you know, just buy a whole bunch of milestones, but then you're doing it solo. We tend to do it as a pair or a group if other people are interested. And it just means those little ones where you've got to get somewhere because you don't have whatever. It's not too bad because you just find another stable master. Like, for example, I have a milestone set to Doolin. And that just makes that so much easier for me to just, pop over there. But Affidil doesn't. So Affidil takes the stable master from Mickle Delving to Kellendam and then Kellendam to Doolin. Easy, though, because that's starter area stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's unlocked. And if Doolin isn't unlocked at the beginning, you can just ride up the hill from Kellendam to Doolin, and it's not that long to get it the first time, right? It's not too bad. Tellurian asks, do milestones port you in dangerous regions? If you have set a milestone somewhere, you can use it. Even if it's above your level, unless it's like you're in a restricted area and you're going to be kicked out if you don't leave, like that, you can't use a milestone for that. But well, but I'm saying, like, I can't think, because all of the drinks take place in Eriador. I don't think there's any place in Eriador that's going to kick you out. So I think you could set a milestone to any of the places. Like, you can't set a milestone to, like, Mordor necessarily. But you don't need to go to Mordor. Ain't nobody there who wants this stuff. They're too far away. This is an Eriador thing,
How can I be
It's
of
an
service?
Eriador thing you wouldn't understand.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Okay, I
What do you
think
need?
that's it. We are clear. That is all 11, which means, let's see, let me look at my legendary track. How do I do? Now I'm into box 61. I forgot what I was in before. I thought I was in 61 before, but that can't be right. Somebody rewind and let me know. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, well, at least that's done. Yay. Oh, and then I'm going to drop this. Yes, I'm sure. And I'm going to drop this. Yes, I'm sure. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, and then we got tokens out of this. Do you want to lift anywhere to spend those tokens? You want to go to Bree? Okay. I'll take it to Bree. So Tellurian says, I thought you cannot set a milestone in dangerous regions. Let's check. I can't check with this character because I'm level 150, so I can go anywhere. I'm allowed to be anywhere in this crazy place. But I'm trying to think of where you could set a milestone, even in Eriador, like, because like all of this is safe.
No, if it's something like 30 levels above you, it's dangerous.
Yeah. If it's 30 levels above you, it's dangerous. But is it dangerous enough that it wouldn't let you set a milestone there? I don't think so. We're gonna try and find out. So before's gonna switch to another character. Go to my house. My fancy house. My Lindleby house. All right, hang on. I'm gonna go to my fancy house on Flintside Road. Perhaps the milestone shelf. I can't. I mean, maybe. We're gonna try and test this. So, oh, the other thing I was going to mention is the link that we sent, that before set out earlier. So here, this link. There is, hey, Lord Zach Bora says hello. That's one of the runs that we did. And then, I can't remember, did we put the links there? Did you write out all of them, or is it just videos? Okay. Before did a whole lot of work on this, which was fantastic. He did a in-league and association run with no travel enhancements, but it did assume that you have, let's see, what does it say? It's meant for players who haven't purchased extra milestones, don't have hurried, expedient, or returning traveler, and don't have travel skills from the Lotro store. But you do have swift travel at Stable Masters. And you have a home, so you have travel to a personal home, so you can utilize that. You do have a milestone set to Dooland. You have Return to Bree, Return to Osgroove, Return to Thorn's Gate, and Return to Tornhad. Because those are pretty low level things that you can all get. Okay, so we're gonna port over to West Angmar and see if Arda can come with me, because Arda is a level 17 character. So we're gonna see if she can travel with me and if there's any issues with that. Okay, so far so good. I've got a transition screen. She's got a transition screen. Okay. Hey, you arrived before I did. Well, hold on. Don't get too far because I want to follow you. Okay, so there she is. She's already taken off. Over here in Aguar. So this is like a level 45, 50, something like that area. It just says milestone minimum level 15. And are you able to bind to it? Looks like you can. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. Here, we'll try the Misty Mountains. Okay. To the Misties. Cool. So, Aguar is a yes. Level 15. Minimum level 15. Which is handy because that's the same level as like having a house. Oh, Arda does not meet the travel requirements of the travel location. Do you want to travel anyway? I'm going to say no. So that's interesting. Why can't you go to the Misty Mountains? Because it's too high a level? What about Surikaila? Let me see if I can take you to Surikaila.
I was just going to try to spend 5 mental points to get there.
Well, hang on. Don't do that yet. Let me see if I can take you to Surikaila. Nope. Does not meet the level requirement of the travel location. Okay, so it sounds like if a hunter is trying to take you somewhere, you have to have some sort of minimum level requirement. Some areas have a minimum level requirement. But the milestone here just said level 15.
What's the milestone stay in Misty Mountains?
Yeah, I'm curious what the milestone says in the Misty Mountains. So if I go there, but I'll leave you behind, you okay with that? Okay. Hobbit. Do it. He's sending me away. Okay, so, but anyway, so here's the one with the no travel, the link to that if you want to look at that. And then there's also accompanying videos of each one on the YouTube video. Where is the milestone? Is it inside? I think it might be inside the door. Or maybe not. Where's the milestone here?
I don't know. Maybe over at the What's that say?
No, I'm at Hrimbarg. I don't see it on the map. Hang on. Do I not have milestones showing? I do. Okay, so milestone. And I'm at Herrenberg. Oh, there's no milestone here.
There's one right here.
But that's not where I am. I'm at Herrenberg.
Yep, it's at Winter-home or it's at Winter.
Okay, so I have to go to Gloin's Camp. I have to go over there to... No, that's not Corfu. Or Vinderhall. Vinderhall. Alright, so let's just go to Gloin's Camp. That's kind of like a, you know...
Well met.
Everybody goes to Gloin's Camp. We'll go check it out. Okay, so Telerian says that Suri Kyla's milestone has a minimum level of 29. You know, that is a question I never thought I would need to know the answer to. How fascinating. Okay, here's our milestone at this location. I see it. Let's find out what it says. This one says minimum level 20. So that would be why I couldn't bring our level 13 friend. Because this is a minimum level 20 milestone, which I'm guessing then means the whole area is probably a minimum level of 20. So Suri Kyla, probably the minimum level for the area would be 29. Let me go take a look. I'll go take it. Oh, we just saw the milestone. You said it's 29. But that's really funny because West Angmar, I feel like is higher level space, but I don't know. That's so weird. But it's not. Apparently it's not. Oh, I could go check East Angmar too. Do I have East Angmar? I think so. I don't want the roving threats. Quit giving it to me. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So here is the milestone here, and this says minimum level 29. I wonder if it's also... Is it 29 throughout everywhere here? Like, okay, actually, before I travel, let me make sure there's milestones. So there's a milestone at Ziggelgund. There's a milestone at Carolari. Okay, that's what I was curious about. So like if I go to Ziggelgund, is the milestone also 29 there? Yeah, so B4 says, yep, so there you go. Less than 29 is low level for in-league and ale association deliveries. I mean, that could be your kind of cutoff, right? And you said your character is, what, 23? So, yeah. Well, the fun thing is, as you do the stuff, I mean, you get a little bit of experience out of it. So, I don't know. You'll slowly level. I do find that festivals actually are a great way to level a character if you're trying to level a character, or even if you're not. I found that I had like one of my other characters, the character that was my other main on here, I rarely took her out questing because she's a burglar and I'm really bad at playing a burglar. She's like level 93 because oh yeah, the milestone's here. Because I just did festivals with her. Okay, it looks like also Ziggelgund is also level 29 for the milestone. I did that for a while. I would set a milestone here. This is one of the places I would milestone. And here's a fun fact. When you set a milestone, wherever you're standing and wherever you're facing, that's where and how you will phase in. So I would set myself to this milestone and I would be like as far out as I could be from the milestone and still get it. So I'd be like here or someplace close to it. So I would phase in and then all I had to do is like basically ride straight over here to Lofi. I did that for a long time. Solarian says milestones are 29 and Stable Master is 40. I think because they are cool with you riding over land. Like, there are people who will literally, like, walk out of Bree and just run from Bree over through the Trollshaws just to get to Rivendell. Like, level 5, level 10, whatever. So I think that's part of it is I think the Lotro devs are like, they're fine if you just want to run. They don't care. Stable Masters. Oh, you mean cheat hubs? Only if you're high enough level. So, yeah. Now, I do find that doing the in-league and ale association stuff is so much easier when you're higher level because you're just like, zoop, 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 zoop. Off you go. Okay, so I did the Vreeland things here. Oh, that's what we were doing. Oh, hang on. Let me get rid of this roving threats thing again. It's auto-bestows when you get into the area. Spirit of Yule. Wait a minute. Did I not turn those both in? Hang on a second. Okay, so doing the... Oh, no, it's not Spirit of Yule, is it? Yeah, it is. Interesting. So these don't count towards the 10 festival activities. Because it does say in Frostbluff, but I thought they might because I have the horse race, the pony race. That counted. So I thought, well, maybe, you know, these guys counted, but apparently not. So if you're still looking for extra legendary experience and extra festival tokens, you can go to do these pairs of quests
Hello there.
that are in the starter areas, like Duel Under Calendum, Thorns Hall, Breland Festival Grounds, and the Party Tree. There's stuff happening at each one of those locations where there's 2 people who have quests that you can do for them. And those don't count, as we just saw, towards our 10 with Mara Sandy Downs, but they do give you other stuff. So that's nice. All right, Onake does not want me to eat at her station. That's fine. We'll come back to her later. But I'm going to go ahead and
Would you do
do
something
the
for
other
me?
quests while I'm here.
Will you give me a
Hey,
moment
thanks for
of your
doing the
time, friend?
in-league and ale
I
association
do not
with me,
ask
honey.
much
That was
of
awesome.
you. Stay and hear me out.
And then, so as I mentioned, I do Hobbity stuff. And the Brambleberry Gazette is a website that I find really helpful for keeping track of what's going on in the Hobbitine world. So that's what's going on today on Laurelin, is Wintertime Wassailing is happening today at 7:30 UK time, so 8:30 Central European time, 2:30 p.m. server time, here in Winter-home. So my plan is to be done with my streaming in time to go enjoy some of that tonight. But that's another hour and a half. So we should be good. Oops, I have a cat on my lap now. Who's partly on my thing. Here, can I? There we go. Hi. She's laying across my arm. I'm sure this will be great. Well, we're not in any combat, so it's fine, right? Anyway, so we might run across some of the, of my fellow kinnies as we're wandering around. They might be setting up ahead of time, or, you know, phasing in ahead of time. But we're just gonna pop through and do some tidying up here. So that's what I'm doing right now is, there's, you get, you know, I'm doing the 10 quests in Frosthome, or Frostbluff, Winter-home, Frosthome, Winterbluff. Man, you know, I would love to see an addition to this space, kind of like they did with the Halloween style festival, the Harvest Festival. Let's do Cold as Ice.
Could I speak with you a moment?
I'm not going to do the other one. And Making Mischief, cool.
Would you do something for me?
Like back here to have like a place that phases you, like a portal or something that would take you to another space where there would be more activities where like maybe you're helping out the workers or something, or I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to add in some more quests into this space. And there's so many places where they could, you know, phase in another, like a place where you could go. So at the, because what I was talking about with the Harvest Festival, how they have the horse that you can take to, what's it called? The one with the untamed wheat and Wistmead. That's funny. Winter-home, Wistmead. all the wubble-doos. Yeah, so you can go, and there's like a whole new series of quests that you can do out in Westmead. So I think that would be cool if they added something like that to this space. I know it's been a request that's put in a few times. But now that there's a new forums, because the new forums came out sometime in the last year, right? That might be worth bringing up again on the forums. Ooh. Hey, well, good luck with that In-League and Ale Association run on your level 23 character. You could try and find like a, you know, a higher level hunter to just take you around and maybe protect you and stuff.
What is this world coming to?
It's a thought. All right, let's see if Ona K is ready. Oh yeah, she is.
Will you
She's
give me a
like,
moment
come
of
eat
your
some
time,
food.
friend?
Okay, I will do so. So what I do with this, my strategy with the eating competition, is eat 4 things and hope to get the mysterious drink. If I get the mysterious drink, there's a part chance that it will be good and it'll wipe off all my effects. There's a chance it'll be bad and it'll make me walk really, really slowly. So, you know, there's potential here. Things could happen. Is this person eating? What's going on? They're just standing there. I'm gonna just, you know, sneak these mushrooms from beside them. Oops, I ate 5 things. Wasn't paying attention. Okay, so I've eaten my 5 things. Now, I have 5 effects on me. And that's gonna slow me down by the time I get to like the 4th and the 5th table. That person is eating currently. Okay. Here, I'll stand here and watch them for a second. Because what they're likely to do is what most people do, which is, well, I don't know what they're doing. What most people do is they eat their 5 things, they talk to Ona K, and they go on to the next table. Which I'm like, cool, you know, dig it. And it looks like what they're doing is eating the lowest level things, which are the berries. Because that's giving them a -1% run speed, and -1% and -1% there. So it looks like they're waiting for that stuff to appear, and then they're gonna run off, is my guess. So, and the effects last for like 4 minutes. Mine are down to 2 and something. Yeah, so they have 4 minutes of -1 on their longest one. And 3 minutes on that one. But now they've run down the hill, and I can see, now they're eating some eggs. So you can see what they're eating. I can watch what they're eating. So what I could do is sit here and wait and let my effects run off. What I usually do is go ahead and work on the other festival quests while I'm waiting, because you don't have to stand there. Now, I don't know if you're actually allowed to leave Frostbluff. That might be not allowed. You might fail the quest. I don't know. I haven't tried it. It wants me to try it. I don't want to try it. Maybe I'll try it in a minute. I'm already out here doing my stuff, so let me I'll go ahead and do my stuff. Here's what I normally do, is I come out here and, because there's all these quests you have that involve doing things out here. So, mushrooms, go cheer up a snow beast, things like that. I did pick up the quest, didn't I? I thought I did. What? I'm pretty certain I picked up that quest. All right, we may have to come back out here for the snow beasts. How weird. All right, well, we need to disperse some wintry weather. We need to pick up some winter berries, so we'll go do that. And you can see I still have the effects on me, and that's why I'm running a little slowly here. But they will start to fall off in not too long. let's see, what have I got left? I've got 46 seconds left on that one, and 26 seconds left on that one. So not a huge long time. So I'll also come down here and take out some wintry weather that I can't see. And so that's cold as ice, got that done. Wintry weather, oh, that's what we just did. Winter berries, we got, yep, that's on, no, it's the one. All right, so I need to collect some firewood from the reluctant trees. So I see somebody else running across there, and, oh, they're mounting up. Okay, so they're done. So that's the thing, is I try to check and make sure I'm not, like, about to start, you know, hitting trees that somebody else is also trying to hit, because that's a bit rough. Especially when I'm 150, I can hit anything. So, like, that person, they're level 45. So they, you know, they might be a little annoyed if I'm, like, hitting the same trees they are. So I'm going to try and go a different direction from them. And how many more do I need? I need 5 more. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That should be all I need. Oh, hi, baby. I know. There's some fireworks happening outside. They're a little ways away. They're not quite as loud as some other times, but I could see the cat was not pleased. It disturbed her rest. Yeah. Poor baby. Yeah, we were considering, like, going, because we're going to be somewhere hopefully on January 1st, and we were like, well, you know, we could go the night before and just hang out there. But the night before is the 31st, and there's so many fireworks in the Netherlands. And our neighbors are fireworks happy, so it's gonna be loud around here. It's loud around here every year, so I think I don't know. I feel bad for the cats because they are not happy about it. Although last year they freaked out for the first couple hours, and then they were still pretty freaked out about it in general, but they at least, like, came out of hiding and, you know, were willing to be near us. So, and we, like, closed the curtains and, you know, tried to do as much as we could to, like, buffer the sound. But it gets kind of loud. Oh my gosh, at midnight it's so loud that, like, you can't talk. You can, like, no longer hold a conversation, and if you try, you're just yelling. But it got to the point, last year, a couple years ago, whatever it was, that, like, this has happened more than once, actually, that we were, like, board gaming, and it gets so loud that we're just, like, we just stop, because you can't hear, you can't think, like, just non-stop noise. So, yeah, Dame Hypatia says, I get a bit aggravated by people doing the moving them off quest. Life would be so much easier and quests done faster if everyone were charitable. So, a couple things on that. Absolutely, first of all, absolutely agree. And I wish there were, like, a way to have kind of an accompanying quest that was less harsh sounding. But what we've started doing, yes, so B4 points out, but how else can we organize the revolution against the mayor? So what we've started doing is we pretend that when we send them off, that we're making a big show for the mayor and Guard Kember, that we're sending them off, but really what we're doing is we have, like, the revolution headquarters, and we're just sending them over there, and it's warm, and we've got warm drinks for them and stuff, so we're actually, you know, sending them off to go warm up before they come back out and do their work for the revolution. So or if nothing else, in my mind, we're sending them off to someplace warm, you know, with a warm drink and some food and stuff, and then they come back out later on. So now the other thing is, I don't do that quest when it's busy, and so, like, you'll notice that there's been plenty of people running around here in town and outside of town, and so I won't do that quest when there's other people around, because I don't want to I don't want to impede other people being able to do it. But that means that usually the theater has people in it, so you can get the theater done. Okay. He wants to know what happens if I leave the area. So, oops, I don't want to do that one. All right, so I'll talk to the stable master. Sure, send me somewhere.
Greetings, friend.
Send me to Bree.
Still
Hmm?
waiting. Does it say wait for it to serve?
No, it says talk to Onake.
Oh. That's not what I
Oh.
indicated after you pick up the quest.
He was thinking I hadn't done the eating at the first table. I have done the eating at the first table, and now I just need to talk to Onake to go on to the next table. That's so funny. Your ghost is still standing there on the road out of Bree. So it looks like I didn't fail the quest. So I'm going to go back. Dame Hypatia hums something about children of the revolution. So, yeah. So we are organizing the underpaid workers, you know, against the mayor. That's our current our plan here. Okay, so now Ona is ready for me to go to the next table. This person obviously just ate something. This person is eating. This person is eating, but they are waiting. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Where's she going? Nope. I don't like to compete at tables. All right, they're both running down. So I'm gonna wait. Goodness, and that person? All of you? Nice thing is I can watch them from up here. So I can see, like, the last person that went down, they're getting pie, bread. Ooh, they're eating all the heavy stuff. And now the tables don't have much. Mystery drink, cool. So that's their third one. They cleared their effects, very nice. Ooh, they have a sleigh bell. They're eating bread. Okay, so that one's running, that one's running. And the last one, they're still at that table. I figure if they get to be like, okay, so that's the next table that I'm going to. Now they're up the, so this was table 1, that's table 2. They're going to table 3. I figure if they get, oh, they went too far. They totally missed it. Nope, they went to the theater. Okay, I don't know what they're doing. Okay, fine. But the other group is probably ahead of me, so that's fine. So let's get down here and do some eating. So we want to do the usual, which is berries are the best. Mushrooms are second best. So we'll do berry, 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 berry. We do the mushroom, and now we'll do the mystery drink. If I can click on it. There we go. And woohoo! Cleared my effects. So then I mount up, talk to the guy, and ride up the hill to the next table. Boom. All right, so berry, 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 mushroom, and do we get a drink? I've got 43 seconds. Mystery drink. Let's do it. Because even if the mystery drink is bad, it's still okay because its effects wear off faster than anything else. So even though it might knock me down to 50% speed or something ridiculous. Oh, I've just caught up to the other people. It's still worth it because then it'd be gone. By the way, I'm like halfway through the next table. Okay, so now we just have breads and pies left, which is not ideal. But I've had 2 good mystery drinks. Now, I could have stepped away from that pie because other stuff showed up, but that's okay. This is fine. We'll be fine. Okay, so we've got 37 seconds. I'm going to look. I think she might be done. All right, we're going to go ahead and go.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, she's done. All right, so we've got, here's some eggs. Usually the last table just has bread and pie. And if you're lucky, it's got like eggs. If you're really lucky, it's got mushrooms or berries, but it usually doesn't have mushrooms or berries. So I'll try to hit the eggs first. Oh yeah, here comes some mushrooms. Okay, that'll be 4. Okay, cool. I can do a bread. I've got like 37 seconds left. I'll be fine. This is fine. And click on the guy and finish now. Hoot. Yay. All right. Cool. That worked out. So I guess once you've eaten at the first table and you're waiting and to talk to Onake, you can leave and come back. But if you have picked up the quest and you're waiting to do the eating at the beginning, can you leave and come back? I don't know. I wonder if B4 will test that during his stream. The question that you had, which was, can you pick up the quest to do the eating, and you're waiting for the food time to start, but you haven't done any of it yet? Can you vacate the area and come back? Does it still count? So I don't know, but yeah, we'll see if he tries it or not. All right, so. Oh, excuse me. We've been sleeping weird lately. Like, yeah, staying up late. Okay, so that's 7. Oh yeah, there we go. There's 8. I was like, where's the 8th person? There we go. Okay, we've pilfered some coins. And oh yeah, and somebody else I was talking to was having a hard time with that one, basically, and from a story perspective, was like, you know, I feel bad stealing from people. I said, well, what if you're not stealing from them? What if they are like, I'm gonna give to charity, but they kind of like make it a game for you to pretend that you're pickpocketing them to see if you can do it without them noticing. You know, so you win the game if you can pickpocket without them noticing, but they win if they notice you trying to pickpocket them. So we've kind of reframed a lot of these quests, as you may have noticed. Because yes, I am also not a fan of the whole, you know, making the beggars' lives hard and stuff like that. Like, that's it's distasteful. So yeah, so see, we're just sending Barrett off to go get, you know, go get a drink, go get a nice warm sandwich or something. Okay, so I have finished my quest in Winter-home for the day. I've done 10. I turned it in. The only other quest I could do up here that I haven't done, aside from sending them off, which I didn't do, and then I also didn't do the theater today or the snowball fight. So those are still around. Okay, so we've got that. Now, I was kind of curious. I was thinking I might show you the quests that are outside of the area, just in case anybody was interested. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Dame Hypatia says, when it's full of players, I prefer the theater to the eating contest. Well, so the eating contest is so hard that a lot of people skip it. And so if I can pace myself and time it like that, where I'm kind of in between people, I find that works out really well, because the tables will refresh once they're partly empty, right? So even if you're there at the same time as somebody else, you're still competing for the good stuff, but you're eating through the food fast enough that a lot of times stuff will refresh. But yeah, I try to stagger myself so I'm not at the table at exactly the same time as somebody else. And also, it seems to be hard enough that people will bail before you get to the last table, like that person who just went into the theater. So you do have a better chance at finishing it. And each table gives you tokens, which I also like. So let me see, is it in my thing? Let's see. Freetown, came back. Okay, so I came back from Freetown. So I finished at the second table. That gave me 1 Yule Festival token. I finished at the third wait, oh no, it says, oh no, the first one. Yeah, okay, I finished the biggest stomach of them all, which was the first one with Onake. So that gave me 1. And then I finished part 2, and that gave me 2. And then I finished part 3, and that gave me 3. And then I finished part 4, and that gave me 4. And then I finished part 5, and it gave me 4. But my point being that I got, so 4 plus 4 is 8 plus another 3. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14. I got like 14 tokens from the one quest series, which I think is a pretty decent like return on time in general. So that's another reason why I like doing it. Because if I'm collecting tokens, doing the eating challenge seems to be a pretty, good way to get them quickly. So, okay, so here in Thorns, this is where you find the 2 people for the Thorns Hall area, that have festival-related quests for you. So this guy's a festival cook, and he wants some ice from the frozen waterfall and berries from the bushes that are nearby. And then this guy wants piles of snow, because they're going to pack up some snow for a journey. Okay, so that's what these guys want. So let me pop back outside, because the things that we're going to collect for them are outside. I just realized I've got like the more festive parts of my scarf are unseen. It's like a whole bunch of different colors. It's kind of fun. Yeah, maybe I'll just wrap it around my neck a few times. Maybe I'll just do that. Then you can see the more festive parts of my scarf. There we are. How's that? Okay, so the places where we need to go are just outside of Thorns Hall, like kind of down and over by the water. So we're gonna pop over this way. There we go. Just jump off the stairs. No big deal. All right, so we're looking for piles of snow, ice from the waterfall, and berries from the bushes. So we found some berry bushes. That's not too bad. That didn't take us too long to find. Oh, just ran us off because there's the waterfall for getting some ice shavings. Nice, cool, crisp water to jump into. Why not? And there more berries over here? I guess not. What's this guy doing? I bet you're wondering how I got out here without getting all wet. I have secrets. I have secrets. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. I feel a mystery with this man, but I have no idea what's the mystery. All right, so we have, we have the berries and the ice. Okay, cool. So now we just need to find the piles of snow, which I seem to recall were in this area. Yep. I know, there's snow everywhere. Why does it have to be that pile of snow? I don't know. It's like the perfect snow. It's like untrodden upon. No animals have been near it. I don't know, something like that. So we have to find piles of snow in this area, in this snowy area, as it were. Not too bad. Easy peasy. So there's another festival, I forget which one, where they send us off into like one of the caves nearby or whatever to do stuff for the dwarves. And I'm like, so I usually don't do that one. But this one isn't too bad. And if it's going to get me some legendary item experience, I'm like, okay, I'm on board. I'm not looking to go to the Silver Deep Guard house, thank you, but I am looking for that snow pile. I'm noticing my circle's not getting any smaller. I wonder if that means that it, like, refreshes some of these snow piles. I don't know. Let's keep looking. Oh, there's another one. Awesome. Yes, and as B4 points out, extra Yule tokens also means more tokens for other festivals if I don't use them all, because I can just go to the trading person, Becca Burdock, and trade, tokens for tokens. Okay, so I have everything I need, and I just need to get back up there, which, Hunter Travel, super easy. I'm just going to port myself back up. Good stuff. Oh, before I forget, I do want to open my Hobbit gift. So let's open that up. So the Hobbit gifts still have a potential chance to be a Yule themed gift. So every day you get a silver for free, which today I got a massive pile of silver scraps. Once a week, VIPs or subscribers get a gold present for free. And you can at any time opt to get a gold present for 8 mithril coins. So I thought we'll give it a try. Let's see if any luck from streaming rubs off on us today. It did. Awesome. We got a gold winter gift of a vase. Unfortunately, I've had that before. It's not as exciting as I was hoping, but we'll go put that up in a minute. Okay, let's go turn these quests into these guys. Oh, because that reminds me, I do have a house item thing I want to do, so we'll pop over there anyway. So, we have these things for these guys. Hey.
Greetings, traveler.
Cool, he's very happy with our stuff. Oh,
At
hey,
your
I was
service
curious.
and
Oh, we're
your
at the end of
families.
61. Okay, so it is making a difference. So we'll finish that. Boom, we moved into box 62. Okay, cool. So we're making some progress. That's good, Oh yeah, so let me go to, let's go to the other house. Let's go to Wellforth Way. I think that's the house that I've decorated up with the Yule stuff. I think so. Let's double check. Yeah. Epic Games TV says, I might have bought about 40 to 50 gold presents to get mounts on a few characters. That's some dedication. I'm impressed. Yeah. It's tempting, right? It's so tempting to just keep trying. Oops. Oh yeah, so I've got a couple of those Snow Striders deers. Snow Striders woven deer. I've got 2 of them. So I have 2 Snow Striders woven deers. I've got a snowy pine tree, and then we've got the eye-catching outdoor Yule tree over here. So I did decorate a little bit for the Yule stuff. Hey, I got also one of these wacky doodle things, the harmonious miniature tree in winter. I'm like, huh, okay. Like, sure. So I have a tree, like a bonsai looking tree with no leaves. Oh, windmill. Yes, Epic Games says, a windmill, I need one. Yes, they're so cool. Move Reaper asks, how long have you played? So that's a funny question because I was going to answer it in a offhand way. Because you can go into the game and type like /played, and it will literally tell you the number of like minutes and seconds that your character has been, logged into the game. So like this character has been logged into the game for a total of 1 month, 1 week, 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 18 seconds worth of time, which, is a bit. But I've been playing Lotro since the beginning of 2019. Yeah. So as an actual answer there. Okay, so I got the vase. Now, there was something else. I thought I got a wreath. Might have been over on Treebeard, though. Might have been on Treebeard. All right, let's take a look at my housing items. Oh, I forgot to trade that stuff back to you. Goodness. Yeesh. Let's see. Okay, so let me go to my shared storage. And go into housing. Oh, I have an Umbari bed. Like, who doesn't have one of those? Okay, let's look at the large decoration carryall. Let's grab that. And see if I have anything I can put on the wall behind this hearth, because it looks a little bare back there, Now, unfortunately, the hearth is taking up a wall spot, and I don't know how many wall spots I have in here. Probably not a lot. But like a wreath or something would be nice, right? I got maps. I got another hearth. We have a child crying. I'm shocked that loud noises and fire would cause a child to cry at any point. Let's see, we've got like the ancestors picture. I could put that up in here maybe. I don't know. Maybe I just need wallpaper in here. Maybe that's the problem. Is it just doesn't, the wall looks so bare because there's no wallpaper. Oh, Epic Games says, I wish I had a chance to move my original characters. Lost in limbo forever now. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I do wish there was like a way, if you had old characters, to at least get, because like if you started a while ago and you bought whatever, you had, there's like housing items and things that you could have gotten with those early expansions that you can't get anymore. And it'd be cool if there was a way to like, because if you lost your old account, right? That's usually the way it goes, right? People have lost their old accounts. And it'd be cool if there was a way to like, you know, get those things back somehow. Yeah, the only thing other wall thing I have is another hearth here, which looks like that. So I could have multiple hearths in here, but that's not exactly it. Well, let's take a look. I think, oh no, there's 2 wall spots. Okay, so I could put like that up on one side or the other. And I've got multiples of these. I could put multiple of them up there, but it seems a little silly. So there's that. I think I need wallpaper, really. Isn't that what we need here? We need some wallpaper. So I think what I might do... you have the same account, they're just on closed servers? Well, what did you have on those characters that you don't have anymore? I mean, obviously the characters' experience and time that you played on those characters. But if they've been gone a while, you know, you'd have to redo all their traits, and you'd have to redo... Oh my gosh, so much stuff. I would start of a new character. It's funny because we have some characters that we've played a lot of time on. Like, they ended up over on Evernight. And, you know, they were completionist characters and stuff. And I don't know, at this point though, if I were to start playing on Evernight, I would really consider starting over. Because picking up a character that's like partway through is hard. Like, that's where I am with this character actually, because as she leveled, I kept getting quests to go do things like, you know, go to Isengard, go to Dunland, go to the Shield Isles, go to Langflood, and like, so I have all these kind of go to the area and get started quests. And then if I ever did, like if I went and I did a couple quests and then I like started playing another character for a while and came back, and now I'm like, yeah, so it's like a hodgepodge of stuff in my quest log, and that's so annoying sometimes. And so that would be like a real temptation, just be like, I'll just start over. So yeah. Yeah, before it says the Treebeard legendary server where we play most of the time, just reached where the standard servers were in 2016, which is Helm's Deep. So that's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying the legendary server experience, where you don't get the next expansion opening you up in the, in the world. You don't have access to that area and those quests and all of that. For every like 5 to 6 months, the next one opens up. So yeah, so we just got access to Helm's Deep, and so we're just starting to do like those quest lines and stories and doing the epic battles and things like that. So it's kind of fun because it allows us to really focus our time and attention on just like a small part of the game at a time. And I am really liking that. Apparently there is another legendary, they have plans for legendary servers coming up for 2014 or 2024. Several didn't say exactly what, but he said that they do have plans. So that's fine. Epic Games TV says, as for the sleepy cat, I have mine walking on my bed. It looks cute. Oh, that's a clever idea. I thought I had one on a... Oh, you know what? I think I've decorated 2 houses exactly the same. Because I'm like, but that one was on a cushion. That's funny. That's actually really, really funny. Okay, hang on. We gotta go look at my other house, because now I'm like, I'm wondering if I did that. Let's see. We're in Wellforth Way. Let's go to Floodside Road. Too funny. Dame Hypatia says, I'm planning to play a character on the next legendary server. Nice. Whatever that may be. Yeah, I know several. Okay, so Severlin just did an interview over on Bloodborne's channel. I think it's right. And yeah, they spent like an hour talking, Lotro stuff, and he did say something about they're planning on some legendary server action for next year, but he didn't give away any details. So, yeah, this is where I thought I was. That's even funnier. But the wall still needs decoration on it, or wallpaper or something. But that's really funny. I thought I was in this room. where I have 2 sleeping pigs, because I was trying, okay, here's why I know because where I was before, because I was trying to get a screenshot of this character for like the Yule calendar, the Hobbit Yule calendar that goes out. And I was trying to get a good screenshot, and this guy's dreaming away and the stuff keeps floating by. I'm like, okay, but I can work around that in a screenshot, no biggie. But then this guy is snoozing away also. And so I'd be like here, and like these Z's would just go floating by the screen, or you know, that. And I'm like, that is not what I want in the middle of my screenshot. So it was pretty funny. Because I had my character like sitting over here. You know, I'd set her down by the fire. Let me see. And then I was trying to capture when this cat was walking around like in front of her, you know, or laying down like that. I'm like, that's super cute, you know. And so I'm like, I'm zoomed, and then there's that. You know, this rando stuff just keeps popping into the screen. So I had to like, yeah, so that was happening. So I had to zoom in a little bit more. But then we've got, yeah, the cat on the cushion there, the cat on the cushion there, the cat on my lap here. Hi, honey. She just came back. And then we've got this cat walking around, apparently looking at the pig in the air. I don't know. So I thought it was kind of funny as I'm trying to get a screenshot. But yes, so this is the room that I thought I was just in. So I guess we could, you know, continue to make my brain crazy by putting in, let's see, where's that thing? This would be fun, really funny. I'll get a Riverfolk Ancestors out, and we'll, oh, this one only has 1 wall space, that's why. Okay, because it's a different size house. That's the reasoning here. This is the smaller, the standard, and the other one's the deluxe, or whatever it's called. Okay, so I would have to steal a wall hook from somewhere else. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. If I wanted to put something on the wall here. Or I could just get some good wallpaper. I like the idea that this is kind of like this orangey glow. You know, it's the warm, cozy room where you might, like, you know, settle in up here with a nice book and, you know, just hang out in here and read. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with the walls in that room, obviously. Epic Games says they need some fire pit items for these houses. Rohans are way too big. I agree. Speaking of, yeah, that's what I have done in this. So I don't know if you saw my inventory there, but I have a handful of the different fire pit items because I wanted to test them out in this space. So for those of you who don't know, the Lindleby housing is new. This is the newest housing that we have. It's like, well, I guess I say new, but it's been out like 4 months. So that's still pretty new. And it's Hobbit themed housing, but they're huge. But they're really fun to play with. So this is the smaller of the type, and you can see this is like the map of the house. So it's got like a quarter off to this side, a quarter off to this side, some little alcoves here and some alcoves here. Those are the 2 rooms that we were just hanging out in a minute ago. Anyway, so this is a fire pit hook here in the middle. It is this hook here. So here's 2 gripes I have about this. One, yes, all of the stuff that is currently available for the fire pit is Rohan themed, and it is difficult to find something that works in the Hobbit space. So for example, let me see if I have, well, I could go ahead and pull some of these out and just show you real quick. And the laden one, and then the empty decorated. Okay, so for example, so the other gripe I'll tell you real quick is the fire pit hook. Let me see if I can get a good angle on this. The fire pit hook is this purplish thing that goes all the way down the whole room and back. Okay, in general that's not a problem, except there are other hooks here. For example, this light hook. This light hook is encased inside this fire pit hook. It is not simple to click on that light. I mean, I've gotten better at it, but wow, it is a trick when you're trying to click on something all you keep doing is you keep clicking on the fire pit hook because everything else is inside, and it's, so I don't like that. I wish the fire pit hook could just be smaller, even though it makes up the whole thing. Like that would be nice. Okay, so this is currently, let me get off of the table. This is currently the empty banquet table. So let me show you the empty decorated banquet table. This has horses on it and these decorative pieces. It has these decorative pieces in the middle, which has kind of like a mini column and then horse heads. And it runs all the way down the table. So it has it. So even though I like this table because you've got like a gap here, that's nice, but it's got all these horse head things going on. So that's less ideal. Okay, so we're gonna skip to a different one. So this is the laden decorated banquet table. Oops, I forgot the hookup. Which I thought, hey, that'll be great for hobbits, right? You know, we want lots of food, which would be great, except it has the horse thing still going on. And so I've put these pastry towers here. Those aren't there, but it's got like, this is there. This is part of the table. It just doesn't have a Hobbit feel to it, right? It just feels almost grungy. I don't know. Anyway, okay, and then we have the decorated fire pits, which I considered, because like, cool, what if we just have like fire pits in the room? That could be fun. You can get between them, so that's nice. But they are huge and very Rohirric. As you can see, it's got like a beacon, which is cool. Like for a Rohan house, this is great. I love that, right? But for this house, it's not ideal. And then I also have, is that it? That's all the fire pits. Okay, that's all the pit thingies that I had available. So the empty banquet table turned out to be, oh, and I also shrunk it a little bit. Turned out to be the best option. I think I brought the table down a little bit so it's more Hobbit sized, Hobbit height. Okay, so let me get out of there. There we go. So now, you know, so unfortunately it's kind of empty looking. And yeah, but at least it's got this gap between, so you can run between the tables more easily, you know, so at least there's that. But yeah, it's, and I've put platters and things on the table from using, so there's other hooks in the room. There's hooks along the side, furniture hooks. And so I've been basically, you know, stealing those to put things on the table, which is probably what's intended. But it just takes, I don't know. Yeah. And then it also means I can't really do much in these other rooms. Like I kind of want these to be like storerooms and stuff. Like this one could be a good storeroom. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's huge. It's just, it takes up so much of the room. It's not ideal. I think, let me look at my other house because it might have been on this server that instead of putting a fire pit into the fire pit hook, I think I put a table and then I dragged in tables from the other hooks to make that space work. Like laden tables and stuff, the things that a cook can make, those tables. So like the laden breakfast table and things like that. Let's check this room. So Epic Games says, so what I did was put the Christmas tree on the fire pit and use large breakfast tables or one of the cook crafted ones and moved in. Yeah. Okay, I could see that. Yeah, so doing a big Christmas tree in the middle would be nice. I could see that. So this is what I ended up doing in the space hook instead. So and it looks much more hobbity and much more inviting. So on the fire pit hook itself, I have this breakfast table right here. And then all these other tables, and like I have a small feasting table and a breakfast table. So all these other tables I brought in from those other hooks. And so it still feels unfinished in here. I still can't quite figure out how I want to do the space because I can only use the hook. It's such a big hook, and it can only take one thing. And so if I have one breakfast table in there, then it's, you know, I don't know. The hook is so big and it's intended to take so much of the space, but yet if you put something smaller in it that fits your style better, then you have all this open space that's been left out. So, oh, Epic Games mentions that the large tables have bench seating. Oh, also kind of like this. So the small feasting table, there's large feasting tables, I'm guessing, like it. And they have benches. That's nice. Because the breakfast table, I went a little bit nuts making breakfast tables a couple of years ago. So I had like a half a dozen of these, maybe a dozen of these lying around in inventory. So I was like, I'll just start sticking them in every house I have. So that's another reason why, you know, I have 4 or 5 of these in here. But also it's like a bunch of food, so why not? Hobbits like food. But what I might end up doing in the longer term, I like your tree idea. Because the ceiling in here is really high. So it might be fun to make kind of like a... So, anyway, so what I was going to say is I like the idea of having different themes in different areas of my house. So what I might do is like have one theme going on in this part of the room and then have like eating and festival, eating and coming together, you know, communally to eat and drink and sing songs, whatever. I don't know. This could be more of the social center of the room, you know, that kind of thing. And then I have been putting these little banners across the doorways, and I thought that's been fun. And then let's see, what do I have down here? Oh, I don't know what to do with the space. There's a lot of space here. In one of my houses on another server, probably over on Treebeard, I put a wall here, so at least that, you know, does something. Oh, and I put the door there. Dame Hypatia says, I have a house where one room is filled with the small wine tables. So that's funny. The outdoor decorative is too tall for that room. That's your crafting area? Nice. So what I've done in this one, so this is that second door, and I've made this like a whole Yule theme space. I'm still kind of getting a feeling for what I like in here. But so far it starts here and it goes all the way to there. We'll see if I want to change this up at some point, but that's kind of how it is at the moment. And then these are those decorative vases. So now I've gotten 3 on this server. Oh, I wanted a wreath. The wreaths are cool. Anyway, so yeah, I'm still figuring out what's the personality of these houses, you know what I mean? But I am enjoying having this be a whole Yule theme over here. And then this is kind of like a secondary Yule theme. This is the more dwarven style happening here. That's the more Hobbit style happening there. And then we get into the orange room, which is where Adamantia, who's the sister of Rosenbloom, where she does her crafting because could do her crafting because she's a scholar. So I've started setting up the scholar space here, but it's not finished. We have our entry room, so, you know, that works out nice. And then, yeah, back into this space. So, yeah, it's, I agree, though, the hook thing is really difficult to figure out what to do with that giant hook, you know? But I'm glad this has been an experiment, and I like the beginning of it. It's looking pretty good so far. So, okay. All right, so I think I'm going to wrap up here pretty soon. At this point, I'm just kind of rabbiting on about what I like and don't like about my house, and, you know. So, okay, so we're in the house without the cushion. Oh, yeah, but I was going to show you real quick. So you can see this house has a much bigger footprint. So that's interesting. And then there's a house version of this that down here in this down space, there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on, which is kind of cool. I don't have that, right? What do I have? What am I doing? Yeah, you go down here, jump. And yeah, mine just ends. There's another house where you could go through here and there's a waterfall and stuff. which is kind of cool. But the house is far away from the center of town. One of the things I like about the location of my houses is their location. So I'm going to show you, like, when we get outside, where I am in town. But then I'm going to wrap up here in a minute, and Before is going to come on and do his thing. Oh, he says. Yeah, so, like, this house is right here, and that's really close to the center of the town. In fact, if I were to mount up, I will show you. Hey, by the way, if you are doing the legendary item reward track, I mean, if you are, whether you are wanting to or not, you're doing it if you have your allies. But if you get to level 25, I think it was, let me double check. Bum, bum, bum. 25. Yes, the incomparable coffer of the sculpture garden. So I thought it was going to be like a selection box of something to choose from, something elvish sounding, right? It contained all of this. So it's got this crazy huge pavilion that you can go inside, by the way. So it came with this pavilion, and then it's got like 6 of these statues, these tall, huge statues. Some of them have the swords and some of them have the shields. So it's 6 of those. And then this ruined elf dais floor. There's 2 of the ruined versions, and then 2 of the non-ruined versions, which are kind of sparkly, and that's what I have in my Yule room. That all came with level 25 on the legendary reward track this time. So that was neat. Yes, this teeny tiny pavilion, says Dame Hypatia. I know, just a small trifle in my garden. I don't know whatever I could possibly do with it. It's so small. Like, I was like, so I've loved these windmills. They're great. And I think they come from the Spring Festival, maybe. So they're a nice, big, chunky thing to have in your yard. And I'm like, those are fun, right? And if you have, like, one of the original houses, the regular houses, like, it's significant in your yard. And then they came out with these homestead stables, which, by the way, are available right now. Those coffers are available if you missed out. Now's the time to get in on that. I don't know if there's a thing for it. Let's see. Is that coming up? I don't know. It's somewhere on the lotro.com page on the website with the things that are for sale. So go take a look if you're looking for that. But the coffer that you could buy that had these homestead stables in it, and it has the lute dance emote. I'm pretty sure that's the same one. Anyway, so when this came out, I was like, well, this is huge. Like, this is big. How fun. Like, you can do all sorts of stuff with that, and each one of your characters gets one and stuff like that. So, like, that's cool. Oh, yeah, and then this summer garden arch. I thought, well, this is big. Like, you try to put this in a regular Shire house, it hits the ceiling. It goes through the ceiling. Like, it's huge. So I'm like, yeah, these are some big things. And then they come out with this, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is massive. I think it only works in premium housing. Like, it's so big. I haven't even tried putting it into, maybe I'll try that over on Treebeard to see what it looks like in a Shire neighborhood. If it was just like, it would encompass the whole house. Like, that would be so funny. So, anyway, so I love the location of this house because right there is the center of town. There's Wenda, there's the task boards, everything's right there. So I love this house, this one Welfrith Way. And then my other house is over on Floodside Road, which is right over here. So it's also just like basically come out the house, turn and go, and I'm into the center of town. So I like the location of both of my houses. I do have a house, I think it's up on Stonegate Path. That's the one where I think it has the cave in the back. And it's cool, I like it, but it's so far away from the rest of the town. That makes me a little sad. So, all right. Well, I think we're about to call it a night here. It's a night. And that gives me about half an hour before the party happens over in Frostbluff. So time to possibly cook salmon, or possibly that happens tomorrow. I'm not sure. All right. So Dave Hypatia says, I have a Bree kinship house and the pavilion there works. Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, in a kinship yard, that could work, maybe. Oh, I could try it in our kin shipyard. The only problem is I have so much stuff in our kin shipyard that I don't want to move stuff out. I'll think about that. All right. Anyway, so B4 is coming up next. He's going to be doing some plugins, probably working on Festival Buddy, I'm guessing. Nice. It's for the Yule Festival, of which we have a week left. So if you have anything left to accomplish in the Yule Festival, you've got about a week to finish that off. Yeah, it ends on the morning of the 3rd, which is the Wednesday, so next Tuesday is the last final day, which is nice for us here on the stream, because then we will get to do Festival again together one last time next week. So if there's anything specifically Festival related that you would like me to check into next week, let me know. Otherwise, I'll do what I do, which is, you know, wander around and look at things and get excited. As normal. All right, we'll have a good rest of your 2023, everybody, because the next time I will see you will be, well, aside from when I'm passing behind before, but the next time I will see you all will be in 2024. So, all right, well, here's hoping everybody has a fantastic rest of their year. Stick around for B4, and I will see you all next year. And in the meantime, of course, stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart. All right, bye-bye, everybody.